Hi guys, this is a very short video. I want to draw your attention to a podcast that I just posted. It's my MANformation weekly podcast, and actually you guys here on YouTube are my inspiration. You're my motivation to actually do this week's MANformation weekly podcast. The title of it is called Relationship Advice for Men from a Reluctant Relationship Expert. Relationship advice for men from a reluctant relationship expert. And that's me, the relationship expert, the reluctant relationship expert. Now, let me tell you why you guys on YouTube inspired me to do it. See, one thing is this YouTube channel, it was known for years all throughout my bodybuilding career. You know, I did all my training videos. I was obviously so into training, becoming, the champion bodybuilder. This channel had literally hundreds and hundreds of videos all training at one time, and for many years. And so as I retired from bodybuilding and training, and then I stepped into my role as this, what I call success, fulfillment, accountability coach. Some people call it a life coach. I started transitioning, life after bodybuilding, right? Adding on to what I did as a bodybuilder, and then actually continuing what I started 6 years before bodybuilding, my obsession with personal development. And so you guys see it, whether I'm in the gym, all my videos, there's an element of personal development for men all throughout it. That's what MANformation is all about. That's what I'm focusing on now. But I'll just tell you, here on this YouTube channel, the transition wasn't easy to say the least. A lot of maybe younger guys didn't necessarily appreciate what's he talking about. Who is this failed motivational speaker? I mean, the comments were, that's sad, right? Just talk about training and eating. And I have to tell you guys have been more receptive right here on this YouTube channel, really seeing my uniqueness when it comes to fitness, that I'm giving you more than fitness information, and really appreciating with the comments. I appreciate you appreciating what I'm doing. This is something that I'm really committed to, as you can see, and I'm going to keep on going even when some guys just want the bodybuilding and training strategies and the eating strategies, because I'm still going to do that. I've got 28 years doing that. I want to give you what you want, and as the buff daddy never had, or your big brother, there's a lot more to it. Success in bodybuilding and training for you, for me, is a mindset. It's how you really think about your entire life. Right? Many of us can, and you probably see this a lot in the bodybuilding training world, you can tell they're really good with their physical body, really good with training. They can lift a lot of weights. They're really great with that. And that's awesome, right? I want to believe that I put all that effort into it too. But you can achieve that level of success in that area of life and be miserable, be unhappy, have your life in total shambles. And I'm sure that you see that on the YouTube channels with the fitness experts. Got a lot of years on this planet, gone through a lot of different journeys, a lot of success, a lot of failures to come to this point. I want you to have a better life than me. I want you to have it sooner. Our mutual passions is bodybuilding and training. So when you guys have been receptive to my life advice, all right, and how I presented it, this has been in the works for a very, very long time. This is what, again, made me the champion. It's what I do with men one-on-one every single week for weekly one-on-one coaching. I want you to have that element of personal development in everything I teach. It's the key to success. As I say, it's in the head, it's in the heart, it's in the gut. That's the key to success for everything. And not exclusive or to trade one for the other. You can still have that great body. And that's what I want to do with you. So like I said, in this week's MANformation Weekly podcast, relationship advice for men from a reluctant relationship expert. I'll tell you guys, while I was really focusing on bodybuilding and training, not even understanding what it took for me to master it, I mean, my relationship sucked. And really had nothing, as I found out later, it really had nothing to do with the women I dated, maybe the type of women that were attracted to me, on how I limited the relationship right from the beginning. But I learned a lot about myself in the process, and when you don't have successful relationships, and that stacks up over time, new bodybuilding season, new girlfriend, it really starts putting a lot of negative thoughts. And maybe if you're dedicated to the bodybuilding and training lifestyle, you may know what I'm talking about. You see this in the bodybuilding and training world all the time. They say, that these girls are all, they're jealous of me. They don't want me to look good. They're trying to sabotage that because they hate themselves. You hear that a lot in the bodybuilding and training world. And I just want to, I want you to entertain a thought, all right? You don't have to accept this, all right? This could really open up your mind to have the body that you want, keep your passion for training, and have that relationship instead of trading one for the other, or you might think that's what you have to do. You see, one thing I found out is that we who love bodybuilding and training, whether we realize it or not, we don't need people as much as those other people who can't commit to bodybuilding and training, right? And it's a unique set of skills that we have. It helps us in many ways. We may want people in our life. We may think we need people, but we don't need people as much as those other people who can't stick to the training and the sacrifice. We invite the challenge. We like the seclusion. We love things that are, it's you versus you. That's when you do your best. I mean, we're wired for this bodybuilding and training. I know that there's higher levels, and I know you want more out of all this than probably you're getting. That's part of this whole bodybuilding mentality. There's always someone better. There's always more muscle. There's always less fat. You can always know more. And again, that's another quality that makes us great. Where it can hold us back is when we don't realize all this willpower, focus, energy, and time that we put into it that makes us better than the rest. Part of the reason why we can detach and do that is because we don't need people. And you may think you care about people and it gets in your way, but I'll tell you, those other people care about people a lot more than us. They can't detach. They can't be focused for their meal prep and do their cardio and stick to the gym. They got to connect with people when they're stressed. Guys like you and me who love this bodybuilding and training, we do just the opposite. When our life gets stressful, we need to detach. We need to get our ducks lined up. We need to get a sense of control. We need our gym therapy. Right? That makes us so unique. All right? So here's the challenge with that mentality, which makes us amazing at bodybuilding training. Probably why you and I connect and why you respect what I've accomplished and why you want to do more of it. That is the greatness. Right? Even though there's more, we can detach. We don't need people as much as other people. When they're stressed out, they want to connect. They want to lounge around in bed on a Saturday, not do cardio. They want to go just and eat around food in a movie. We don't do that. Again, when life gets stressful, which it does for all of us, we like to detach, get our ducks lined up, get everything all organized. And then when we feel comfortable enough, that's when we feel comfortable getting around other people. This is where that mindset, that quality, that wiring that we have that makes us so great in bodybuilding and training, where it hurts us in relationships, is they're not like that. They have their stresses. Life gets overwhelming. They lose a sense of control. They want to connect with you. As if you're their boyfriend or husband or something like that, the way that they cope is the complete opposite of you, whether you realize that or not. All right, so I think it would be helpful for you to entertain that, wow, they just cope with life differently than me, rather than there's something wrong with them for wanting to connect with you. That's a good thing, that they see you as someone they want to connect with. That's a good thing, all right? And there's nothing wrong with you, that's your way of wiring. And I tell you, I've been around this for 28 years, just a student of personal development, working with so many men. It's very common. This is how we are wired, all right? So there's nothing wrong with us, so don't make those other people make you believe there's something wrong with you, because there's nothing wrong with you. That's just the way you do it. But at the same time, if you want to have those relationships, you got to have that self-awareness that there's nothing wrong, that they want to connect. It doesn't mean they're just haters and they're just jealous of you because you look so good and they don't want you to be healthy and all those type of things. Just that's their coping mechanism in life, and it's different than yours. You're not wrong. They're not wrong. Don't make them believe you that your way of doing it is wrong, and don't cause yourself unnecessary stress by making them wrong for the way they do it. See, that's the challenge, right? And you see this all over the internet. I want you to watch for it now. All the challenges, guys like us, that we post on the internet in all our relationship, it's pervasive, and it has been for years. So you're not alone. But I want you to look at it at social media. I think it's really important that you understand this. All right, self-awareness, because you can do something with it. You can alleviate a lot of potential pain and stress by understanding this. Okay, now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, that's why I need to get a girl who's into fitness, right? Because we'll be a perfect match. Let me tell you why that has challenges too, and you'll see this over the internet, right? It isn't because you look better than her and she's trying to have a great body, she's trying to sabotage you, right? It isn't that she just wants a weak guy who has muscles and she sees all girls like you. That's not it either, right? It's not that she's so into herself, right? And she just wants all the attention on her. You hear this when you have two fitness people, a man and a woman, and that's supposedly the ideal relationship, right? And even that doesn't work. It's for those exact same reasons. Look, she's probably told you about her past. She's had some challenges like all of us had it. She's just like you. She can detach too. She can be into fitness. And I know at the beginning you're thinking, oh my God, this is awesome. She isn't needy like those other girls. She's just like me, right? She can kind of detach, but let me tell you what the challenge in that's going to be, right? Is that when one person wants to connect because they had their gym therapy and all of that, right? Now no, it's not, now I'm ready to connect, right? Well, guess what? It's almost going to be impossible. That's not going to be her time. She needs her gym therapy or her time to do her meal prep, and she doesn't want her pattern, all messed up, right? I mean, the chances of you, just because you're the same way, wired the same way, that it's matching. And see, the challenge is between two fitness couples that get together is that what happens? They both think the other person's wrong. They both think the other person's selfish. They see their way as being okay. Look, he's never ready when I want to connect. And the guys are thinking about the girls, they don't want to connect when I'm ready. And it's really, guys are both the same. It is a match that way, but your timing, when you're ready to have that connection, that's why you're in a relationship, it'll never match up perfectly. And again, the lack of understanding on both parts, that causes the problem. So again, from someone who has had many, many relationships who didn't understand this, and where I am right now in relationships, I hope that's helpful. Right? And if you look around, this happens a lot. When you look at, well, how do we have relationships, right? Well, you notice the guys, maybe you've noticed that guys, really accomplished bodybuilders, really structured, very disciplined, they either aren't in a relationship or they bounce from relationship to relationship. Or you notice, and again, guys, we're talking here, right? They're with some girl who is significantly less attractive than that bodybuilder that you admire so much. And you're thinking, I idolize this guy. Why is he with her? He can get a hot girl. Well, he probably did have the hot girl in that other scenario. She was a fitness girl like that. Didn't work out for the reasons why I said. And see, the girl who's so much less attractive, who's with the bodybuilder, there's a trade going on, whether you realize that or not, right? The trade is he gets to do his thing and not be interrupted. She's okay with that because she gets this big, huge prize. Some guy who's massively more attractive than her. And so maybe she was not so attractive, maybe a little overweight her entire life. And to her, she can take the lack of connection because it just makes her feel so good that the girl who was picked on or average looking or whatever now has this hunky guy. It's worth a trade for her. All right? I'll take it. That's great. Now I want you to look at the female fitness people. What really kind of happens in those relationships? And maybe you've noticed too, it's some really, hot fitness girl and whatever. Now she's had the hunky bodybuilder guy, in her life too. And that was the match, all the chemistry. They both are into fitness and all that. But again, it didn't work out for the reasons that I talked about, right? And who does she settle for oftentimes? What is the trade there? Well, you may notice is she ends up with a guy who is either really significantly younger. That happens a lot, right? And, she's probably more driven. She's probably done better financially. He's maybe kind of a personal trainer, kind of not having the whole money thing down or the desire, right? And so she's okay with that. She's okay with that. He's not some big mover and shaker, makes a ton of money, but that's okay. Because why? Because he knows that he can't command all these women because, you know how it is when you don't make a lot of money. You hear this, guys talk about women want money. They want you to have stuff. And a lot of guys believe that. And maybe on another podcast or on another video, I can talk more about that. That isn't necessarily true. True for some, not true for most. All right. And so what they do is that, well, I have a hot girlfriend. She doesn't give me the attention because she's all into her stuff. But I can't get a girl who's more available to me, right? Because I don't make a lot of money. So some guy is significantly younger. She seems like she has so much going for her. Or it's another guy, right? Maybe he's older, and where you can tell he's really accomplished in his business, right? He's probably maybe a multimillionaire. And you're thinking, wow, she's really hot. Why is she with him? That guy may be rich or everything like that and financially stable, but she can get a lot cooler guy. She should be with a bodybuilder or whatever, right? But that guy does very well financially, and probably for his reasons. Maybe he was a nerd. Maybe he wasn't so attractive. He could never get a girl like that. That's like the high school girl, right? That he could never get. And so that wasn't his forte. That wasn't his strength growing up. So he really did well in school. He really worked hard. He became financially successful. He became a great provider, right? And he can exchange that because that woman needs, a woman, you may be looking for financial security, right? May not find it in the younger fitness guy or the bodybuilder guy who's not serious about making money, and he is. So she gets to trade some financial security for her attractiveness, and he gets to say, wow, I've arrived. I've shed my nerdiness back in high school, right? I could never get the girl, and now here I am as an adult, and now I get the cheerleader, right? And that makes it an even trade, all right? So just some things for you to look at as you're looking on the internet. Maybe you guys have thought these things. I know we're really into this bodybuilding training. As you can tell, I've been in this bodybuilding world for a long time. In addition to that, longer than that, I've been in personal development, really thinking, why do we as people do the things we do? I mean, that's what I love so much about my one-on-one coaching. If you're ever interested in my one-on-one coaching, let me know. Just send me an email. Schedule some time to talk. We'll see if it's a good fit as I break this stuff down. Specifically for guys like you and me, hopefully in this video, you thought, oh my God, nobody put that together, right? So you can be self-aware and do the things you have to do to make sure that you get everything you want and you don't have to compromise. And you can look at it because, we're not as unique in this bodybuilding training world as sometimes we like to think we are. There are some things that come in over and over, and it's our personality, how we're wired. The guys that make bodybuilding and training part of their lifestyle, we come into it with the same way of thinking. It's all the strengths and all the challenges. I was looking on a very popular internet social media post, and he was talking about how there's a lot of depression in the bodybuilding and fitness world. And he went on to say, that depression is caused because bodybuilders or trainers, they only put the emphasis on their body, right? And they make it all about them and their body. And that's what, when you aren't as ripped or you lose that muscle, you can't keep it forever. If your ego is tied into your body, all right, you're going to be sad and be depressed, right? And he suggested that, don't make it about you. Help out other people. Have close and connected relationships. And that way you won't be depressed when your body and your muscle isn't so amazing anymore, right? And I get that thinking too, right? That's kind of high school thinking about why as we do the things we do as far as we as a group. Now, first of all, let me just tell you a couple things. You'll notice this with all of us who post on social media. we all criticize the whole group of fitness, like we're a whole bunch of misfits, depressed, messed up people. Everyone except for us, right? Just look at all the posts. People like you and me who are really into bodybuilding training, who have adopted this lifestyle for whatever reasons, we're in this group with a whole bunch of messed up people. The whole industry is for messed up people, except for me and maybe my couple close friends. All right, so that's a very common thing. It's everybody else except for us. And I'm here to tell you that, it's not like we're horrible people. I'm not saying we're not challenged, but we are in here for a lot of reasons. So let me tell you why. It's not about the body that is causing depression and up and down. It's the type of people we are. All right, and you can tell, read my book. Go to skiplacour.com/book. All right, I fall on the sword. I fall on the sword so that you can see this. Hopefully this is at least enlightening. Maybe it doesn't apply to you, but you can see where it applies to people in bodybuilding and training, right? So go to skiplacour.com/book. All right, check that out. All right. And I kind of break this down. I fall on the sword. I tell you about my challenges. You know about my strengths. I'll tell you about my challenges so you can get an understanding of a lot of us who are in there, right? It's the people who we've become long before we started bodybuilding training. We don't become depressed, all right, or have anxiety or whatever he said because of bodybuilding. Bodybuilding, the body and the body changing, that's not what causes the depression, in my opinion. It's who we are, our challenges, our stories of being bullied or, abandonment, breakup with the family, whatever it is. It really doesn't matter why, but it's those conditions, who we are, and many people, we share our stories, right? We do it even though we don't even know we're sharing our stories now with social media, but you'll hear a common story, all right? It's the control that we get from this bodybuilding and training. It's you versus you. We don't have to depend on other people. Whether you think so or not, we don't need other people. We learn how to be okay without people. We push people away, right? That's what makes us great in bodybuilding training. That's what makes this whole lifestyle attractive to us. That's why we can do better than most. Where other people, they need connection. They can't do their work. They want to sleep in on Saturday night with their girlfriend, right? Not you, not me. We're focused. It's what our past is, our thinking that we're wired that makes bodybuilding and training, okay, so attractive to us, where they can't do it. All right, so it's not the lifestyle, it's who we are to be able to stick to this lifestyle. So when you say to a person like us, who, whether we realize it or not, people isn't our biggest thing, trusting people, learning the influence and persuasion skills to really get along, even wanting to do that. We spend so much time trying to get away from people, have the minimum amount of people interaction as possible. And again, that's varying degrees, right? So when you say, we're here and, just stick more into relationships, just don't make it about you, connect with family, if we could do that, we would never be here, right? So the thing is, you want to get over your depression? Start having intimate, close relationships. Well, that isn't our thing. That's why we are in bodybuilding and training, right? So a lot goes into this anyway. Like I said, this was going to start off with a short video because I wanted to tell you about my latest MANformation weekly podcast, and that is relationship advice for men from a reluctant relationship expert. I've got all this type of advice. If you guys find this helpful, post it down below. If this one video, you find it enlightenment, why we as bodybuilders do the things we do, what makes us great, and what challenges, I got a lot more of this. And it was your understanding and appreciating these life tips that I throw into the fitness. It's emboldened me to make this week's MANformation podcast. So click the link, go listen to that. Tell me what you think about the stuff that I just shared. I got tons of this stuff. I just kind of rattle this off the top of my head. Obviously, I've been thinking about this a long time. And obviously, I help a lot of men who are like us with that one-on-one coaching that I talked about. Again, if you're interested, send me an email at skip@skiplacour.com. We can talk to see if it's a good fit, because I want to help you break through. I want you to have the life that I have and a lot more, and I want you to have it sooner in life. It's just that I have to work through all this stuff that I'm sharing with you. I want you to work it out. I want you to be where I am now. I want you to be there at 32 years old. So you're just so much more happy, self-aware, productive, just have an amazing life by the time you get to my age, and have the great body at my age. All right, so tell me if you find this helpful. Tell me if you want to hear more of this. Look, I come from a very unique perspective. I want to share this stuff with you. You just tell me you want more of it, all right?
They say when the student is ready, the master appears.
I remember I was just kind of holding back the tears when I got done, and it was like, oh my gosh, there is hope. I wasn't wrong. We can still take our business. I can still take my relationship. I can still have all this. This guy understands it. He's been there.
Skip helped me cut off a huge section of time and help me get everything so much faster.
I have confidence, I have goals, I have a new direction, I have a new sense of purpose.
Not only about goals in fitness, but also goals in life in general. Skip was fantastic.
He's literally a wealth of knowledge, but not only that, he literally knows what you're thinking, but even better, the mistakes that you're going to make, and how to basically do a 180 and point you in the right direction so you can reach your goals as quickly as possible.
He had pulled so much information out of me about why I was unhappy and why I didn't have a plan and why I was taking so long to commit to help bettering my situation. Skip is incredibly powerful in the way that he speaks to you and how he can pull all of this information out of you and kind of just set it up for you to see what the roadblocks, or see what's not happening, or see what is happening and things that might need to change. And coming from his background, I mean, the accountability from someone who's accomplished so much.
I've learned a lot from him, and he's a great guy.
The knowledge and discipline and insight that I learned from him took everything that I do in my life to that next level. And that's what I really want you guys to understand is Skip LaCour is an amazing bodybuilding coach, but he is also somebody I look to as a life mentor, as basically a father figure who has been through those things that I haven't been through, who understands those things in life that I don't yet understand.
That really leads you through your personal development, and Skip is right there the whole time. When he says he wants to develop a personal relationship with you, it is not lip service, man. Truly genuine guy.
This coaching has been a great experience. It's taught me so much. I enjoy every minute of it.
Absolutely loved talking to him each week, talking about my own personal issues, how good my week went, and just having that bro-to-bro one-on-one talk with him, just going through my life and helping me with all the decisions. I really don't think you can make a better investment having that bro-to-bro talk with him, because he just gets it. He's been there, done that, and he just really helps you break down everything and look at things in your life in a different way.
Skip is the real deal.
What I'm working on and what I've been working on for the past year is being the man I want to be. Being the man I'd want my son to be. Being a man others would look up to and be inspired by. Being the man that I know I am, but have not figured out how to let out. But now I'm on my way. I'm letting it out. And it comes down to focus, perspective, action. And if there's one thing that's helped me more than anything with Skip's training, accountability. We all need it.
There's not many people that I can say have influenced me or had an impact on my life as much as Skip has.
you really identify the areas in your life that are really holding you back from reaching your goals. And not just any goals, but the goals that you really, really want, what you've dreamed about for a long time. And he really just takes your thinking on that matter and forces you to look at what's holding you back and what you could possibly do better to further reach your goals. So anyone who really wants to just finally conquer one area of your life or even multiple areas of your life and just finally get it done and understand it and be able to master it, I definitely recommend Skip's coaching services.
I can honestly say he's gotten me to think bigger, to push harder, and to actually get a lot more motivation than I've ever had before. So I can't say enough for Skip. I can't say enough for his products, especially his coaching.
We set goals together for every single area of my life, and he has a way of communicating with you to help you kind of understand your own, what you want out of life. You know, you keep it so bottled up inside, and sometimes you don't really have anyone to just kind of get out what you want. And that's what Skip LaCour can offer you, and he can help you get there. And his wisdom and his success and his motivation will just rub off on you.
If I wouldn't have got that courage, if I wouldn't have got, had someone there like a big brother asking me these questions, I probably wouldn't have had them.
Thanks, Skip, so much. Coming from somebody that has followed you from afar and now was able to speak to you firsthand, and you're just as great person as you've represented yourself for all the years.
And I cannot thank Skip LaCour enough for the knowledge he gave me and that higher standard that I now live to.
He will help.
It will change your life.
What I can honestly say, for hand on heart, Skip's changed my life.
This guy is available to everyone. Take the leap of faith. Go, take this one piece of action, message him. Your life will change, I promise you that much, and you'll regret not taking this action. And in fact, if you don't take this action today, you're taking it a day too late. There's no reason why you shouldn't be messaging him right now.